We're live right down here on Main Street in Deadwood, South Dakota. So he's fixing up my phone so I can answer all the questions of anybody that wants to come on. So we'll be on here in just a few seconds. There it is. It's connected to my phone. That way I can see it better instead of reaching up and pushing all the things on the phone that's there now. So this is Friday, the last Friday of the rally, and things are kind of crazy. Here, we'll turn around. This is the Rusty Wallace ride.
You talk, I'll film.
All right. So something's going on. Not quite sure what it is. I think this is the Rusty Wallace ride is now coming through. So there's Rusty there. He wasn't the first one. So anyway, a lot of bikes. So I say probably, I'm going to show it, it'll probably be almost over. I guess I would probably say close to 50 bikes at least. Oh, now there's a lot of people on. Where's my phone? Oh, I think here it is. It's in my lap. So Ramblin' Roan's on. He says the King Nation. Mike's here. He made it on. Oregon Adventures 1973 is on, and so is David Eastwood. How are y'all doing? That was just a Rusty Rollins ride that just went through. So turn the camera a little bit because Bob's going to come back and sit down.
What?
I said I'd turn the camera a little bit because you were going to come and sit down. I don't know. Mine doesn't have all the people on. Yeah, all the. There was a whole bunch. Oh, maybe he is the last one. I don't know. Okay. Looks like there was a whole bunch more on than was there.
So we're over here at Deadwood. We just seen Rusty Wallace ride just went by. We cut out because they're revving their bikes all up. I think everybody's gone by. I think the people that are coming through are just extra people. I don't know if anybody was down in Deadwood this week, but we were here pre-rally, and they had one side we could park on. But today when we came through Friday, the street is still open. They're allowing cars to go down, and they're only allowing to park on one side. So I don't know if that was just
like that all week,
yeah,
or if they had the street closed down and now they've opened it up again because it's almost the end of the rally. Not sure
possible. Maybe it wasn't crowded enough here, and that's why they decided it was to, let the cars come down. I mean, there's no parking for cars. Or my key.
Oh, making a mess. Pouring his tea in this cup. Making his tea. Jeffrey Adams is on. Howdy from Tennessee. How's it there in Tennessee? It's still cool here. It's not cold, but on the bike, it's a little chilly. I still have my jacket on. He's got his off, but right now we're sitting in the shade, so a little chilly if you ask me. Not going to complain, though. I'd rather it be a little cooler than hot, all hot and sweaty. So been on the bike most of the day. We went out to Peppy Oil this morning and had breakfast and got our patches.
Yep.
And talked to some subscribers we met there, Tina Bart, and then we went out to Buffalo Chip for a little bit, filmed some stuff for Camp Easy Ride, and then after we got done with that, went down to JP Cycles, bought a new cover for my bike, and then went and dropped that off, and then came out here in Deadwood. So that's what we're doing so far today, and then we came down here to eat lunch. So I think the time here is roughly around 3:30.
4:30. 4:25.
Wow, later than I thought. Ramblin' Rome says, hush, it's melting here in the beaches of Florida. Oh, sorry about that. Ryan Mills, how's it going? Wish we were there from upstate New York. Howdy there, Ryan. 67 and partly cloudy in Minnesota. I think that's where Mike's from. Minnesota or Michigan. I think it's Minnesota. Chuck Nancy Ford says, good afternoon. How you doing there, Chuck? Minnesota. That's what I thought. Did you hear Trump said he would come to Sturgis next year? Somebody sent that to us. He was on Fox and Friends or something and said he'd be at Sturgis next year. A lot of people said that he was coming, he would be here, they know it, with Kid Rock. And I said, well, all of our sources told us he's not coming. But I said, you never know. You know, things happen at the last minute, spur of the moment. So I said, probably highly doubtful, but you never know. But it didn't look like he came. They said Dana White was there. So I think it's a Kid Rock concert last night. They said we didn't get to go to either one, but they said the Kid Rock was great and Jelly Roll was both really good. So I was watching Demons Roads back on Fox News. They were talking about bikers and Trump answered all the questions. There you go. And Central Coast of California is 68.
So it's 67 here today. Like I say, sun's coming in and out. They're not predicting any rain today. They're talking rain maybe Sunday. The council of the city is having an emergency meeting to extend it in case the flat track race gets canceled on Sunday. They'll have it on Monday. So we'll have some coverage of that. The flat track has told us that they're going to set us all up and get us stuff. We're going to be on top of the Oasis bar, giving you some shots. A lot of this you'll see afterwards. I don't know if I might do a live from up there, just depending on what the internet is. Maybe a little bit of that. But so that's kind of set up for that. Next 2 days, we don't have a whole lot planned. I missed Rusty Wallace ride. That was today. He just came back in if you were here earlier. I filmed that, but you didn't see it on live. You probably heard it. Well, Rusty's here, his son, a couple NASCAR drivers. They're going to have an auction down there, a bunch of NASCAR stuff and a bike. They're going to be auctioning off. They have a dinner and stuff set up down at Harley Square down there.
Outlaw Square, I think they call it.
Yeah. During the rally, I think they call it Harley Square. More motorcycles firing up here. A lot of...
Chuck says he wants to see Trump ride in on a motorcycle. And he might, you never know. David, there you are. I just answered you all right. I hadn't heard from you. Hello from... Oh, they already left. They're in Nebraska. We left Spearfish this morning and they're heading home. There you go. Mike says Trump in Billings, Montana right now, and he is having plane problems on his way to Bozeman, Montana.
So, like I say, we don't really talk a whole lot about politics and stuff like that on the channel. Not a whole lot. This rally was a little different this year. It is an election year. They always say it's a little quieter. Some of the vendors that we talked to, some of them saying they're having a record-breaking year. Some of them are saying not so good. I think it just depends on who you are, what you're doing. Some of them are saying they're doing about the same as what they would, from last year. Next year is going to be definitely the big one. We should know in the next day or two where we're going to stay. Talked to Kathmandu this morning. I'm not sure if they realized we weren't there last year. Previous owner. So we'll find that out soon, and we'll let you guys know. They're already booking up for next year already.
Yeah. People are booking as they're leaving, and then she's saying, "Well, I can't get you where you were, or I can't, get all of you together." But
Still doing all right, guys?
Yep, I think so. Oh, they might want something over there. Thanks for you being alive. Thanks, Anthony. Gotta thank God every morning you wake up.
Yep. So pretty exciting. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of stuff talking about Harley Davidson going woke and all that. We're going to do a video afterwards. This guy actually was on, one of the guys was on the other day. Actually, I'm not going to call the guy out, but I went and looked at a lot of his videos, and it seems like he gets a lot of his information from CNN and NB and whatever.
NBC.
Yeah, whatever. And a bunch of the other TV stations that I wouldn't risk my life on what they're telling us. So take everything with a grain of salt. You should do your own research. He was actually talking how he's got a bunch of people from Sturgis saying, "Oh, there's nobody at the Harley booth, blah, 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 blah." There's been nobody at the Indian booth. Nobody. The Harley booth has got a fair share of people. No, it's not as crowded as it has been, but this rally is smaller than it has been. Don't let the city tell you that there's 300,000 people been here. They're counting. There's rubber bands out there on the highway. The city limits now crosses the other side of the highway. So actually part of the highway is in the city of Sturgis. So they can count you if you're driving down the highway, just going to Wisconsin or Illinois or wherever the hell you're going. You're counted as being in Sturgis because you drove over the highway. So there's basically anywhere from 60 to 90,000 cars a day travel over the 90. That's statistics. It's out there. So what do we have for the rally this year? You know, I'd say we're probably somewhere between 75 and 100,000 people here. And, people argue with me every year. The city, finally, the treasurer admitted that ever since the 75th, it's been getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We could tell really big this year out at Pappy Hoyle, the Buffalo Chip. They were not totally full. There were sections they had that were full, but there was still probably another 500,000 more spots you could have got into. There wasn't a lot of tents this year either.
So David Eastwood said that he had talked to I guess the cops or somebody here in Deadwood when they were down here, and he said they were only allowing bikes to park on one side.
So I don't know what their justification for that is. There's no place here for cars to park. Down at the other end, it's already full with motorcycles, so there's no way anybody could find a place here to park a car. So I don't know why they're letting cars come down the street. They're looky-loos. And that's just more problems with motorcycles. Somebody trying to get out, somebody in a car looking around. Next thing you know, they get hit, accident. So we had a super chat there.
Yeah, by Jeff. That's what I said. Thank you,
there you
Jeff.
Go. Appreciate that, Jeff. And so a lot of things are going on. We are winding down. Some of the bars are really super crowded. We're going to try to get with Richard from the Gas Monkey tomorrow. Kind of get a wrap up of what he thinks the rally's done. I don't know if he's going to hang around.
A big thank you. We really appreciate it.
I don't know if he's going to be here Sunday or Monday. He may head back to Dallas. He's wore out. If you've seen him in any pictures, things like this, I don't think he's used to working 12 to 15 hours every day. But I mean, pretty much in the evening, he's gone. He gets back to wherever he's staying at.
It could be. Chris thinks that the rain from last year kept people away this year. That was a fluke. That's really never happened again. Almost every single motorcycle rally we've been at, it does rain. That's what he always says. If it doesn't rain, it's not really a motorcycle rally. And we've got sprinkled on a few times here and there. A few people I've heard got caught in downpours out in Rapid City, up in Needle. So it is going to rain. We're all outside, and it's, weather. Nobody has any control over that. So I don't think the rain would. I got wet last year, so I'm not coming this year. I don't think that would keep people away, but
I think some people are thinking about coming the 85th, and so they're not going to come this year. Some people we talked to, like I just talked to a guy, one of our subscribers. He just left Kathmandu, and that's what he says. I'm not doing. I do every other year. And I told you, really need to come next year. I think that's going to be a fun year. I highly recommend you divide your week up. There's not a whole lot going on here after Wednesday of the week. If you're going to come for at least a week, come the Wednesday before and stay to the Wednesday of the rally, or Tuesday to Tuesday. I always recommend that first big weekend because everything's open. Just kind of cool to see, not to do any rides or anything, but to be able to see all the vendors and all the different stuff that's up. And usually there's better concerts and stuff on that first weekend, more activities to see. So that's what I would recommend. Next year, we're going to probably do this all different. We'll keep up giving you all the great information on pre-rally. But I think we're going to go back to just doing lives during the rally. Yeah.
Each day.
Yeah. That way, we can kind of get to one place or two places, do some lives. We're not out running around trying to get coverage, trying to give you things that's going on. And because there's so much stuff building up. There's so much to do out here in the Black Hills anyway. So many places to ride. We just got somebody last night gave us 3 more places to go check out, which we're not going to get to before we leave, but it'll be next year. So we got some pretty cool places to check out, and then we'll be putting that on. They're doing a lot more of the roads, the back roads that were more of an off-road, a side-by-side type roads. They're really fixing those up, especially like out by Moonshine Gulch. That one cutting over to 385 was excellent for riding on. No issues with riding. It had fine chat, but it was tarred and chat. So the rocks really wasn't sliding around. You could pretty much do 35 to 45 on it. But I mean, it was a great ride. No traffic coming against us. They even had a bathroom out there that they had a bike trail, concrete bike trail next to it, creek running along the railroad. It's just a really nice ride. There's a few more roads like that they've been working on, which will probably be done next year.
Hopefully.
So that's kind of neat to where you can get off on, it's not the twisty, but I mean, they're like this road here came from Moonshine Gulch over to the 385, was perfectly flat, no hills, had some curves, but I mean, you were right in, it made you feel like you were really in the Black Hills. And yeah, like I say, you could enjoy it because you're only doing 35, 45 miles an hour, and you could just sit back and really just enjoy the ride and enjoy the scenery. But I mean, it was really cool. And some of you did see the video and you took that ride, and nobody's complained about how bad it was. We did ride on what's the road? Midway?
Fort Midway.
Fort Midway. We rode on that the other night, and actually, it's in pretty good shape. I don't like riding it at night because you just can't see far enough ahead. But because the car's coming at you, there's a lot of bright lights. It's hard to see the road.
It was just getting dusk because there was a lightning storm going on. We were trying to get back before we got wet. We just got a few drops before we got done. And then it didn't even really hardly rain at all.
Not as fast as I normally would drive it during the day, but I mean, we were doing 40 to 45 most of the way. No real bumps. It really wasn't bad at all. It was in pretty good shape this year.
Jeff, we did not do the Rusty Wallace ride, but they just went by a couple minutes ago. So you missed it. I filmed just a tiny bit of it as they rode by. Happy hour. It's always happy hour for Jeff, I think.
It's cooling down. We've had the last couple of days have been in the 60s. So you had to wear some jackets if you went on the road. We got caught in some hail. That video's coming up tonight at 6 Mountain Time. We got caught in hail yesterday coming back from the dealership. So you'll see a little bit of that. So that's on there. We kind of went to the dealership, got a bunch of great interviews again. Went back down to Main Street. We did the live last night. That was really crappy. It turned out really just the internet downtown was really bad. And so today we got the video coming up tonight. It's not a real long one, kind of a short one, but we had the dealership over there. They kind of gave their thank you for coming out, and they still got one more day to go if you want to come out and check them out. So I want to kind of throw that on a couple of vendors that we had talked to that were over there. Today we went over to JP Cycles. They've got a whole bunch of new people. They had that, I can't think of the name of it now. They sell it's One Speed's one of the ones they recommend exhaust from. No, it's like Sami or something. And they were there. And hopefully they'll be in Daytona. They enjoyed being here. They did some sales and stuff like that. They weren't the cheapest. 2 mufflers on my bike would have cost about $800 for the bigger round ones with the tips and everything on it. That's going price or not. I haven't bought any exhaust for a while, so I'm not quite sure. Current price.
Mr. Time says, thanks for using your hotspot tonight. The video is much better.
All right. We do appreciate that. We're trying to give you better stuff.
I know.
And sometimes it's just, when there's so many people here and everybody's on their phones and doing stuff, and it just takes up the Wi-Fi. And even for a phone, it just has a hard signal here. And so we brought out the AT&T hotspot. We also got a little internet in here that we're using from Mustang Sally's. We've done some videos out here before from here. Maybe we'll quiet down a little bit. We could flip the camera around and sit on that side and kind of show you what's going on and stuff like that. I guess I could turn the camera that way, and you could see what's going on.
So just watching us and hearing all the bikes go by.
Let me flip it around. Hey, I'm right there. There you go. Move some of your cups and we can set it over there. Put it up a little bit more. There you go. Can you still hear us? Can you hear me now?
No, it looks like it's tilted. Looks like it's tilted. There we go. That's better.
All right. Scoot over a little bit.
Like your fingers.
Your fingers.
Mine aren't there. Yours are in the way.
Yeah, we're looking over here. We're right across the street from the Bullock Hotel. You can see that. And I went through and filmed some stuff today. We were actually looking for another YouTuber supposed to be here.
He said he was going to come down here. And we thought, oh, okay, we'll go down there and eat and see if we can meet up with him. But don't know where it's at. But cell service is usually poor down here in Deadwood. So
that's the only bad thing if you're staying out in the Black Hills. A lot of the little towns here, Hill City, all the different little towns, Lead, is not much for internet. A lot of times when you're out at these campgrounds, like I had somebody yesterday said they couldn't watch our video from their campsite, and they probably couldn't even use your phone. And they're like, "You're right, our phone didn't work either." So that's kind of the only bad thing. Where a lot of people like to stay out in the Black Hills, get a little farther away from town, but that's a problem you run into. Out at Pappy Hoyle, the Full Throttle, and also out at the Buffalo Chip, they bring in towers to support that. So it's supposed to be downtown. So we'll find out tomorrow. We'll do a video tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon in Sturgis, and we'll see if our hotspot will work there with the AT&T. They put a whole bunch of towers up on top of the buildings.
So hi, Hendra. Hendra's on. And Neil says we sound great, loud and clear.
Yep. You're okay?
Another cup of ice?
No, I'm good.
How much longer will you be there?
No, we might get something
Bobby,
else
we will be here probably until Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
One of those 2 days. If we get everything wrapped up, we'll probably leave Tuesday. If not, we'll leave Wednesday.
Yeah, so it just kind of depends. We got to get everything ironed out with Kathmandu. We'd really like to stay there again. Worked out really well. We just like it there because it's quiet. Bathrooms are clean. They got the bus. We did ride that one night over downtown, and that's kind of neat. On the hour, it's at the campground. On the half hour, it's out up downtown. And they take the back roads there, so it gets in and gets out pretty quick. Probably only a 5 or 10 minute ride to get from downtown to there. And so that worked out really good. They got a really nice bar. We haven't really spent much time in there. We're going to kind of go by there maybe this evening and see what's going on. If we don't catch up with this YouTube, we might have to catch him tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. So Twisted Times wants to know where they can buy one of your shirts.
Let me find my link and I'll repost it on Facebook.
Thank you, Murder Mitten. She says she loves our channel. Thanks for hanging out with us and watching all the videos that you guys that couldn't make it this year can watch through our channel. And we thank you for all of your support and hope we can bring you more great coverage from all the different rallies across the country, the ones that we've got planned to do next year. And Audie's on. How you doing, Audie? It's okay to put the paint on top of the streets. Yeah, I don't know if you heard us talking about that before. When we saw them striping all the streets, and then this was way before the rally started. And then a couple days later, they like chipped and tarred it all. And we're like, well, why did they paint it? Why didn't they wait? But I guess they put something down on top of the paint. So then once they chipped and tarred it, then they pulled all the chip and tar off that was on top of the paint. And then the paint was still down there. It seemed like, I guess that's what you have to do. Because I guess if you would have painted on the rock chip or the chip and tar stuff, it might not have stuck, I guess. I don't know. But it seemed like a crazy way to go about it. Anyway. Alex paint I was on the live 30 minutes ago. There you go. You ever plan to come to Michigan? I would like to go because I have a friend that lives up there. But I don't know. We'll have to see. If we get a little bit more free time, we might go a few more places that we normally don't go. So we'll just have to wait and see. But right now, we haven't been. I guess we went to Sturgis, Michigan, but we were right on the border. I think it was in Indiana. So we did get to go to Sturgis, Michigan. Same as ever. Shout out to my Mojave County neighbors. Hey, Steve, how you doing? I think the traffic has died off, so I'm going to deny. I don't know where that is, Neil. But be safe if you're going out. I don't know where the 9 is. Unless he meant to write something else and it didn't come out all the way. So we're on Main Street in downtown Deadwood is where we're sitting right now at Mustang Sally's restaurant.
All of it now, if you go to our Facebook page, either one of them, You go to, I have 2 Facebook pages under Bob and Tam's. We also have the Bating page. If you go there, it'll say spring shirts. It's a black box. You click on that link, and it'll take you right to the shirt that I'm wearing. And with the on the front and pocket, and then on the back, the big one on the back. So if
Kind
you
of
want
got
that,
the character of us.
yeah. So if you want that shirt, that's go to our Facebook page now and check it out. But
Watch this guy leaving right in front of us. I don't know how he's going to get out without hitting that other bike.
a lot of crazy music going on. Why people have to turn it up? It's the guy over there on that blue bike, which hasn't
He's
showed
cool.
up. Yeah,
He thinks he's cool.
yeah, a cool retard. But I mean, like, the guy in that blue bike just went by. That's the moron. He's got his stereo up so loud, dragging his feet all the way down Main Street.
Thanks for the time, we appreciate the support. He said he's going to go right now and order it. Ain't it funny?
Lots of things. Girls walking by. We do have some stuff for Patreon. Give me a little time to get all that put up for you guys.
Didn't get a whole lot this year. We got Alpine. He's a good bike rider. How about that? I always get nervous too, because when people park so darn close to you, and then it's hard, you can't even straighten your bike up. So now this girl's going to back in here. She should do fine. Her bike's not quite as big. Oh, they got a puppy dog in the back of there. He does. The girl that's backing in, and I guess the guy that he's with.
That's a big dog.
Yeah.
It's a big dog riding in there. There was one last night had a trike. It looked like he had a condominium built on the back of the bike out of PVC pipe. That the dog was in. Dog looked like it was scared dead. It was a Pekingese or whatever the hell those things those dogs are.
Pomeranian.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Little fluffy dog looks like a mop.
Yeah. Some dogs
Oh, it's
enjoy
kind
the
of
ride.
breaking down again.
What?
It's kind of breaking up again. I know that guy straight ahead looks okay, but the people walking.
I don't know. Let me look on I was just on Facebook. You look back on Facebook and see what's rocking and rolling there.
Big dog says, "Oh, thank goodness, I get to walk." Like all my milkshake is all gone. There's our friend Skippy. Hey Skippy, how you doing? He says, "Everybody, please."
Well,
hit
it's
the
all right.
thumbs up
All right
button."
now, that girl just punched that guy in the arm.
Oh, really? That girl's
Yeah, she's shooting the moon. On here, that's where I got it on. That's just on
Oh, all right.
Facebook. So
Jeff said, "Laugh out loud, hit him." So there's still a lot of people out and about. So we're having a good time. Like I said, it is a little chilly. We're in the shade right now, so I'm kind of cold. But
a lot of people out.
yeah,
And I mean, this is a lot of hotels here, a lot of casinos. A lot of people like to come here. David Eastwood and his wife loves to come here. Well, actually, she loves to come here. I guess he likes to stay in Deadwood too.
yeah.
And you know, the only thing I have problem, you know, this is kind of a neat town to stay in because they got so much stuff going on at night. The casinos are open all night long, so you know, if you want nightlife, that's kind of a choice. Versus, you know, some of the bars here do have bands and stuff that they bring in, so kind of neat. But I mean, a lot of the little towns, like Hill City and some of the other ones like that, they have different things going on. That's why I said that's why Sturgis, there's so much to do. Each one of these little towns have endless amount of things going on during the rally.
Yeah.
They all cater to the motorcycle rally, so which makes it kind of cool. And
So
that's
if
what
somebody comes and said they were bored because they couldn't find anything to do, then they weren't looking very hard.
Yeah.
And by the time you leave, you both gained 20 pounds eating and drinking sweets.
Yes.
Yes. So we have. This whole trip, I don't know what it's been this year, but normally we don't do too awful bad. What do you? Oh, that's stuck on something. Yep. Okay. All right. The seat had a hole in his pants. He almost ripped his pants. Might have to get a different chair. So anyway, I'm here with you guys. Steve went to go off to the boys' room. Yeah. So when we get back, we're both going to really watch what we eat and not just watch it go in our mouth. Actually, uh, uh, eat healthier and better and less sweets. Because I know I've done this before. When I don't eat any sugar, I feel much better. So can you see the doggy there? He's over there. So that's what we're hoping for. I can see him. He's behind that rail. So hearts on. There you are. But it's fun. Yes, it is fun. But and we could make healthier choices when we eat. That's what today I had a chicken salad sandwich. I didn't eat the bun, but I did have a couple French fries. And I did have a shake. So another guy that's got his stereo up blaring, and I don't know why it has to be so loud. And then these people wear earbuds with their radio up so loud, and it's like, well, if you're not going to provide earbuds for all of us, then maybe you didn't uh, have your radio up so loud. If you walk, you're okay. We do a lot of walking. I haven't really checked my steps, but we probably do at least between 20 and 40,000 steps a day. So we do walk. It's not like we just sit around and do nothing. Poor Neil. Neil says he can't order a shirt because it won't deliver to a PO box. I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't do that. Mary says, where are you going after Sturgis? We could not attend this year. So when we leave here, we're going to leave probably Tuesday or Wednesday. We're going to go back home to Arizona. And we'll actually be in Arizona a couple of weeks. And probably not even that long because I want to go see my daughter and my other two grandsons in California that I haven't seen since Christmas. So we'll probably go over there for at least a week, then come back. And then the first part of September, we fly into Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue in Maryland. And Ocean City. Fly into Ocean City, Maryland. We'll do that rally. And then we'll go from Ocean City, Maryland to Eureka Springs, Arkansas to do Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. And then our daughter's gonna pick us up in Tulsa. And we'll spend a week with our daughter that lives in Kansas. And then we'll go back home. Be home like the 1st or 2nd of October. And we'll be home then for probably about until Daytona. I don't think we're going to do any other rallies after that. So that will be our adventure for the year. Will be all over come November. Or the first weekend in October, I guess, we get home. So we should be home all of October, all of November, all of December, and all of January. So we'll be home for 4 months. So that'll be nice for a change. I thought Ellie Davidson, they're walking everybody was boycotting them. I don't know. If you look at any big corporation and look at people they support and money that they give, different things like that, there probably isn't a corporation that doesn't give to something that you do not agree with. So I don't know. It's hard to say. The whole country's changing. Everything's in uproar. It's just I don't know. Just have to believe in God and have faith and pray that Jesus comes soon. I hope to see you and Bob. I live an hour away, so I can come over without getting a room. Okay, Rod. In Bullhead City. So that'll be cool. See you in Rogers. Ryan said you'll be there in Rogers. Jeff says he likes the bike in the middle. That yellow one, that is a nice bike. I think he's a hamster. Wasn't that bike at the show?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a hamster. Neil says, goodbye, Pating. I need food. Okay, Neil, go get you some food. He's going over to Piedmont to the VFW and E. Kid Rock will shoot Harley. Yeah, like he did all the Bud Light cans, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't surprise me if it's.
Well, there's a lot of things going on that we don't all know about. And, you know, it is a big corporation. And we're going to talk about this after the rally's over. I'm going to pull some information up. Harley has sent some information out to the dealerships. I've gotten to read a little bit of it. I want to read a little bit more. But some of the things that this guy is talking about on the internet, it's taken out of context. And I'll just tell you one is, yeah, there was a transgender party at Harley Davidson.
At the museum.
But anybody can rent the museum. Even the Ku Klux Klan, Black Lives Matter, anybody can rent that museum and have a private party.
Have an event at it.
That's right. But because if you stop them, that would be discrimination. So just because there was an event there doesn't mean that Harley Davidson endorsed it. So that's just one thing that I'm going to tell you about. So this guy tried to say, blamed it all on him. And Harley had an event that next door to wherever they did an event at, that's where the people were dressed up as women and reading to the kids.
Drag queens.
So let's say the house next door to you, those kind of people drag queens move into your house next door. It's not, you don't own it. Can you have any control over that? No, just because somebody's doing something next door to an event you're at or something like that, are you not going to go to it? Or you may not even know that was even going on. So not everything is black and white. What I tell everybody to do is do your homework. Do some searching. Right now, there's only one guy that has said all these allegations, and everybody else has jumped on the bandwagon, agreeing to them. They tried to say that there's nobody at the Harley booth at Central down there in town. There's more people at the Harley Central than there is at the Indian display. So what does that tell you? There's less people here.
Yeah.
You know, there's not any new real Indian guy had a brand new bike up there they were showing off. It's pretty cool. And there was, when we walked through the other day, there was probably at the Harley booth was maybe 100 people, and of the Indian booth, maybe 4 people. So Indian's not accused of anything. So just because somebody's putting stuff down on a Facebook page and they're quoting that stuff, dude, if you're going to make lies up or say stuff that's going on, get your butt just like we are. Get here and show people what it is. We're not talking about it because Harley Davidson's what they are. They're a big corporation. They give to other firms. This DEI, we're going to get into that and explain that to you. Most companies where I worked at, we had a diversity program, and it didn't talk necessarily about gay people. It talked about people working with women, men working with women, women working with men. Talking about in California, we have a lot of Mexicans, we have a lot of Asians, we have a lot of other cultures there. It's learning how to deal with those people. So most companies have that. If you don't have that, even if you've got a small business, you could end up being sued for discrimination or bullying, or there's a lot of different things that they could be accused of. So let's look at the real facts. We'll get some information, and we'll get a little bit about what Harley's coming out with. And they're like, oh, well, Harley's not putting nothing on their Facebook page. Harley isn't going to say anything about it. That when we were visiting our daughter, when we were there Thanksgiving last year, we were there Thanksgiving. So somebody came out with an AI video telling you that Harley Davidson was going to go totally electric on all their cruiser bikes, touring bikes, which was all a bunch of crap.
And they showed pictures of it, and you can see it was a V-twin engine. It wasn't an electric engine.
Yeah, it was stock footage. And so what I did was I called Harley Davidson and said, what are you going to do about it? And they said nothing. So then a couple days later, same person, or I don't know who it was because it was an AI and they didn't have a real name on it. They came out saying Indian was going to close up all their dealerships.
And only sell online.
Yeah, which they do sell online. All dealers in Indian have an option to sell on the Indian website. But you still have to buy the bike from that dealer. It can be shipped to you, but it's going to go through the dealer that it came from. So they took it out of context. And
we've seen those guys a couple times.
So that's one of the things that we want to make sure people understand. And there I got a hold of Indian, and Indian went after that person. I don't know where the country they were in. We don't know nothing. But that YouTube channel is gone because Indian said, no, we're not going to let them say crazy stuff about us and put up with it. So he's telling everybody he got the best information is right here at Bob and Tam's.
There you go.
So he actually got a stereo, speakers and everything put in at Sinister Sound. Basically went there because we recommended them, and they love their stereo.
Twisted Times Motorcycle says there will be another Bob and Tam shirt advertising in North Dakota, and he'll enjoy wearing it.
Thank you.
Ron says, good call out, Bob. Ray R says Harley stock is down $12.50 from last year. I agree with Tam. Seems like all of these have to give your life to Christ and get on with your life. That's right.
And it's like, if you want to buy, we're going to talk about, you won't believe all these corporations that have DEI training and stuff inside there. And we're going to talk about some of these major companies. I'll rattle off one, 3M. Half the stuff you're buying for your vehicle, tape and all the different things is made by 3M. Another one is Bear Aspirin. They're one of the top 2 that were on there, and there's thousands of them on there. And we're going to talk about some of the bigger ones, but probably if you're buying anything today, even if you're driving a car, a truck, motorcycles, I'll bet Indian's got a DEI program too. Most major companies have that. Now, that doesn't mean that it's rolling down to the dealerships. It's like we talked to somebody at Harley, one of the kids that are at the counter, and we asked him what was going on. And he said a few people come to him, but he said we're here. We're all about motorcycles.
We're here to support the biker community. We're here to talk about motorcycles. If you have any questions about motorcycles, we'll be happy to answer them. But they weren't going to really get into all the stuff that's going on.
And it's internet. It's, I went into this one guy's today to put a video up, and I clicked on his videos, all of his videos. He puts out like 5 videos a day talking all this stuff. He tries to say he's a conservative watchdog group guy, but he's getting all of his information from CNN,
MSNBC,
Fox News, and all these other news agencies. They're trying to get.
Here, come here.
She's going to give you a sticker.
A sticker. That's all right. Stretch. Thanks.
More subscribers. And so, it's people do this. And it was very, very coincidental that it came out 1 week right before the Sturgis rally, which is the biggest venue that, other than Milwaukee. I mean, it kind of came out right as Milwaukee was going on. But that just shows you how it's clickbait. This guy's getting 500, 900,000 views off of this. This guy is getting rich off of saying all this crap. And, from us, we're going to tell you what we know. Cam looked up some of the people on the board for Harley Davidson. And, she's not too pleased with a lot of those people. But you've got to realize that the people that are on the board are not the people that really make the decisions for Harley Davidson. They're there for the stockholders. They try to get the best decisions made for them. Am I happy with the CEO of Harley Davidson? Not really. He's not our friend. We tried to reach to in Milwaukee, kind of blew us off. We've talked about that story before. But they hired the guy because he took another company and got their stock market up. I would love to have Bill Davidson be the CEO of the company. They shipped his butt now overseas.
He was here in town.
Was he?
Yeah, he was at the breakfast we went to.
Did you talk to him?
I tried. That's when it all started, right when I found him. But he was there. Karen and Bill were both there.
Well, you should have said Bill. You should have told him who we were.
And the color guard was walking through.
So, I didn't see Bill here. I seen Karen, but I didn't see Bill. But they shipped him overseas now. He's on the hog group now overseas, so they got him as far away as possible from the company. And they probably did it intentionally, but I don't know. Is this going to turn out like Bud Light? Probably not. You know, most people are halfway intelligent to realize that companies do stuff like this. They do the whole. If you were going to go woke on Harley Davidson, you really should get out of America, because all of America is going woke. Our governments, everything else is all going down that avenue. So why don't you move to a different country? If that's we could boycotting it. Yeah, go buy an Indian if that's what you want to do. We're not selling our Harleys. I don't have any plans at the moment to buy a new Harley, but if they gave me one to ride, I would definitely take it out and talk about it. The CEO, probably in the next 5 years, he'll probably be gone. They'll adios him and put somebody else in, because the manu- and it's just not Harley. It's also Indian, Honda, and all these other companies. They're not going the right way to grow this industry.
Hi, RV Biker 18.
It's just getting kind of sad, and I don't know where it's all going to go.
But we're all here in Sturgis having a great time, and the weather's been awesome.
Yeah. And we've had, some of the places people have hit rain out in Needles. Still doing good?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Did they pay?
I hope so.
Oh, I think they went in and got their drink.
Oh. So everything's going, but I mean, it's the 84th rally. And there was a pretty good crowd here. How many? Like I say, I don't know. Was there as many last year? I think we had more last year than we had this year. But like I say, more people here last year than what we have this year.
I think so.
But I mean, you just got to look at it's. There's no humanly way that anybody can figure out how many people were here, because there's no way you can. Because we're all traveling. We're going to different towns. We're going to different cities. And then there's also tourists here. There's people here that have their kids, or on vacation, they're doing Mount Rushmore. Yeah, they might come into Sturgis. We had a lot of kids there last night. I think it was more local people. We had a lot of Indians, Native Americans, what do you want to call them. A lot of them were walking around. Maybe they wanted to come in and try to avoid. Probably figured since Kid Rock was going on, maybe it wouldn't be quite so crowded.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. The street, wasn't totally packed. There was places you could find to park your bike. It wasn't as ghost town as what the police thought it was going to get really nobody down, but there was still a lot of people out.
So Find It Fix It said he had an AMF Harley Davidson in the 80s, and it was a 175 SS 2-stroke one.
There you go.
Ryan Hoffman Donnie says, hello, Bob and Sam. RV Biker 18 says, are you guys going to be in Daytona for Biketoberfest?
No, not this year. Possibly next year, not this year. Too much is going on. We got to kind of regroup after October, so we're not going to get out there this year. But there's a good chance possibly next year. We've got a couple of sponsors in Daytona that are trying to work some stuff out for us, and we'll know more about that after the end of the year, for motorcycles, things like that. I don't know what they're yelling about.
I think there's hamsters out there. These are all hamsters. Yeah. So they're all saying, hey, 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 hey. So that must be there.
There must be a lot of horses.
Hay's for horses, straws cheaper.
So, don't know what's going on.
So Find It Fix It said the motorcycles went in reverse one day. Oh, it did? I guess that's one he had.
I
hate eight.
So do I. Again.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, my phone is. Our phones are on our Wi-Fi, so we might have to switch to their Wi-Fi and see if it's any better. Watching you.
Oh, okay. Sure. Here, look up for a second. I'll give you nice from that window there. It's like, I'll give you guys a sticker. What's that? I'll give you a sticker. I get it on my pocket. You can just leave them out here. You get it on our refrigerator. Yeah. So, I'm on our network. That one.
I was going to switch to the Mustang Sally.
So we're
See if that
trying
works
to change
better.
networks. Lower D.
And see if that. Whoops, mine didn't come up right. Oh, it's goes to.
Yeah, because this one on our camera looks fine, but it did the other night also. So does the picture look okay from where you guys are at? So where was I at?
All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, that looks better.
Yeah.
It's right. Our internet was sucky, but we're sending to you guys looks a lot better. So.
Sold it in the 90s when I was in San Diego to someone in Calhoun. If you know the guy, he might have it still. Wow. Jeff is nice. Started pulling it backwards for a reason, and I think the magnetic system went kafooey. Yep. I know this. Picture is very clear. Okay, Chuck, thanks for letting us know that. It must, because we've got our phones on too to watch it, and our phones look really, really jumpy. So we just wanted to make sure we weren't getting the same outcome we had the other night when we were down on Main Street.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we get you guys good, clear pictures so you can kind of see what's going on. I had a mini bike in the 70s. I used to drive it on the street all the time with no brakes. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother had one of those. Used to wear his shoes out all the time. Mine ended up having brakes. For those that are older that knew about the Kmart stores, I had mini bike that looked like a motorcycle. It had a motorcycle gas tank on it and stuff. That's what I had as my mini bike. And I sold it to a kid. He jumped ramps with it, and kept breaking the frame on it.
On your bike?
On my mini bike, I sold it to him.
Jeff said he had a Honda 70.
Yep, those are too bad you ain't got that today. That's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a 70 or a 90, Honda 90. And just to have for a collector's item. You wouldn't realize all the things. Just like my 750 Honda. If I'd had that today, it's worth about somewhere between 20 and 30 grand. And I sold it for about $1,500 when I got rid of it.
Started out in a Honda club, and my dad gave me that. He used to ride to school in. Yep. Went through many bikes over the years. Jeff said he used to throw in the trunk. There you go. So we got 109 on, and we've been on 50 minutes.
So we got to get off early tonight because we got a regular premiere coming up at 6 o'clock here, which would be in about, time is it now? 5:13 in about 45 minutes. We'll have a premiere come up. We'll get off in the next 15 minutes. We'll get off. And, so we'll get our premiere. Premiere tonight, I think, is only about 12 minutes long. It's not very long. A lot of interviews, dealership, a little bit of downtown. Yeah, walked around downtown. You went over and talked to the progressive girls and stuff like that at the dealership, and show you the bikes. We show you what the count was on Thursday. You won't believe how many bikes they've already sold at the dealership. This might be a record-breaking year. They might hit what they hit in 2020 or 21.
Yeah.
I think they sold like 700, and so we'll have to watch the video tonight, see what their total is. But they probably sold more since then.
Because they still had 2 more days to go. So Friday and Saturday. I don't know. I guess they still count Sundays, huh? If they sell any bikes Sundays?
No, I would say it's probably over.
Oh.
But what they do on Sunday is any bikes that, like, let's say somebody came in Saturday, filled the paperwork out, and the loan hadn't got it processed or whatever, and they come back and pick it up on Sunday. All those, because even sometimes it's Monday and Tuesday, those are still counted in their numbers because they were deals that were made the Saturday before they closed. So the official rally, I think, closes at noon on Saturday, but the dealership's open until 5 or 6.
Yes, we do need the bike washed.
Yep,
It's a mess.
We already had Bug Slide. I already paid the $20 for Bug Slide to clean my bike the other day.
Yeah.
And I don't know about cleaning it before we go home or not. But I mean, you just go down some of these roads where we've had a little bit of rain. Last night, we got stuck in the hail. So you'll see a little bit of that, see where we stopped at and the people we talked to. And some of them really big. We didn't really talk much about the hail. Didn't have the camera on at that moment.
Must have been really fine hail because it really stung.
It's like little needles.
Yeah, it was. Janice wants to know how Jeff's son's doing. Sister had a Honda Passport in 1970. That's kind of cool. I never had any bikes. My cousins had mini bikes. Shelly and Donna and Vicky, they all had mini bikes, but I never did. I don't know.
I will tell you.
My dad was a cop. Yeah, he was pretty strict. I couldn't. There's a lot of things I couldn't do. I wasn't allowed. All from J.C. Penney mini bike that started my lifelong two-wheeler addiction. Joe says. I didn't know they had an all chrome one mini bike. That's probably pretty cool. Probably had. Oh, that girl's got a chrome helmet on, all chrome.
Chrome dome.
Speaking of chrome, so that's kind of cool. There's did you guys see the video with what was his name? Chrome Joey. Anyway, his bike's all chrome. He did an interview. He was kind of a cool dude.
A couple people said he should have had his own channel.
He should.
There goes the chopper. Dipping down the road there.
She's relaxing there, and she.
Yeah,
Boy, if he did a wheelie, she'd fall off the back.
Yeah, she would.
Last motorcycle I rode was an '85 Honda Nighthawk, and he loved that bike. That was Fix and Find It. Here we go. So, anybody got any questions about the rally or what happened, or have they heard anything?
Food prices aren't that bad. The problem that a lot of people have is they think that you're coming to a small town. It should be small town prices. Well, this is America, and there's not very many small towns with small town prices.
If they have a chance to make some money, they're going to make the money. And, if you want to come and you want to eat their food, then you pay the price.
I mean, Loud American, for the steak tips that I get, steak tips and fries, it was $15.99. Now it's $18.99 or $17.99, something like that now. $2, I don't mind paying $2 more for it. I'm not going to go broke over it. Hamburger, people say, oh, $15 hamburger, that's insane. Well, that's hamburger and fries. Here, this is their regular price here. So the hamburger that I got
was $12.95.
$12.95. So that's there's places here, and that came with fries. So for $3 more, you could eat it in at any of the bars in Sturgis for $15.95. Now, not all of them. The One-Eye Jack's is a little higher. But, I mean, if you walk in a place and you see there's a $25 hamburger, you don't
have to get it.
That's right. And we've done that before. Someplace we were at, I guess when we were out in Leesburg at the campground, we played games and I gave away shots. Well, I had no idea they were charging $12.95 a shot. And
so there were 6 games he played with 2 winners in each game. So he was not happy because I said we should get some little trinkets or something to give away for prize if they win the little games we played. And he said, I'll just buy them all a shot. That's okay.
I figured $5-6 for a shot at a campground. And, this ain't even a bar. It's just some people coming in that have a liquor license selling liquor. And so I was like, but I should have asked before I did it. And so.
Should have just bought him a beer. Probably would have been cheaper.
Yes, it would have been. And but I just figured a shot would be about the same price, a little bit more than a beer. But like I say, live and learn. But we've been someplace one time and we got a mixed drink and it was $20. Well, we ain't buying no more of them.
Yeah.
And
I think we were in Vegas. We were down on the Strip, and I guess we decided, what the heck? Let's get a hurricane or whatever we normally get. So we walked up and we said 2 hurricanes and. It was like $50 and was like, what? And they're like, oh yeah, they were, I don't know, $24.50 a piece with tax, and like, holy cow. Well,
didn't want to buy investment in the casino, but I mean, things are like that. You learn, it won't be back. But there is places selling $3 beers, $4 and $5 beers. A bunch of places along here that I shot walking by, $5 beers. Some of them are charging $6, but you're getting a 16-ounce beer. Yeah. So you're getting, a normal 12-ounce, and you're getting, 4 more ounces. So is it worth another couple bucks? I don't know. But you don't have to drink.
No.
You don't have to, Rod King was down here from Florida. He's been on our channel a lot. And they cooked everything. I don't think they ate out at all.
I think the first night they ate with us.
But they went out and they bought some food at the store. They brought stuff with them and they cooked it out there at the campsite.
Yep.
Ate their breakfast before they went out, and that's possible. You don't have to eat out. You can go down to the store, you go out to Walmart or whatever and buy what you need. And
Well, he was thinking the Gas Monkey maybe had their corn dogs was a little expensive for $12.95, but we went by a food vendor downtown and they had regular size hot dogs and they were $7 each or two for 12. So this was a bigger hot dog and was probably a lot fresher at Gas Monkey. So $12 really wasn't a bad price because you're probably getting as much as in that one as you were there too. And like I said, the Gas Monkeys was probably a lot fresher and a lot.
And a lot of people are complaining about prices. What kind of motorcycle do you have? Not everybody in America can afford to buy a motorcycle and even ride it at all, even come to a motorcycle rally. Here you are at a motorcycle rally, got a nice bike, and you're complaining about a hamburger that's going to cost you $5 more than what it would have cost you at McDonald's or something. Well, it is what it is. Just like going to a ball game, buying a $12 beer at a ball game or going to Disneyland and paying $18 for a beer, whatever it is, you make that choice. But, same thing. If you can afford $150 to go to Disneyland, you can probably order an $18 beer. But as I said, people don't look.
Pay for the tickets. You don't have enough money to buy a beer.
Well, but I mean, you look at stuff like that, and we've shown it. You can stay here for free. There's plenty of places you can pitch a tent for free. It won't cost you a dime. You can go out and get a styrofoam cooler, get a bag of ice, get your own drinks. There's all kinds of ways to save money. And you can come out here. I bet, and spend, depending on how far you ride on your bike. But I mean, you could probably come out here with $500, get you out here with the gas out here. You could probably ride around and have low cost meals. Just like what we always talk about Scotty Duhati.
Yeah. Scooter Tramp Scotty.
He goes every single day. We didn't see him this year. We didn't eat there during lunch.
No.
But he always goes down to Pizza Ranch, and it's $12.95 during the day to get the buffet. I think it's $12.95 or it's $18.95, whatever it is. But it's under $20. That it's all you can eat. You can sit there a couple of hours. You get free drinks, no alcohol, but soda and tea and stuff, and fill yourself up and have one meal a day. So if you came here and stayed for 4 days, you get away with less than $100 and eat every day. So there's your meals.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy a T-shirt. You don't need to buy some of these stupid shirts that have Florida written on the bottom. People. Now we got some shirts, but we got some of the ones that we bought our shirts at the Harley tent and also at the dealerships. They had some under $20 that I picked up. Dan got one for I think $12.
Yeah.
And so there was some sale. They don't say, not all of them say Sturgis on it. They don't say the 84th. I don't need an 84th shirt.
Nope. See, we got 83rd from last year because we were here last year. So then when we come next year, we'll buy the 84th instead of the 83rd. So Joe Casey said he had 4 double Jack and Coke, cost him $100 last concert he went to.
There you go.
So even at concerts, they get you.
There's nothing, it's America. People can charge whatever they want. And sometimes there was people last year that was trying to say the city should put cap. Well, that's what capitalism is. You charge whatever you want. If somebody wants to charge you $1,000 for a beer,
and you pay for it,
then you're stupid. Or you got a lot of money, you don't need to, don't worry about it. But if you walk in and they tell you $1,000, no, I don't have that kind of money. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. It's like we did. We ate at one buffet this week and it was $20. Wasn't worth $20. We ate today at Happy Hoyle. It was $18.95. It was worth $18.95. I was pretty pleased with the food that we got. Could you got it cheaper? Yeah, we could have went. She was thinking about going out to Spearfish. The VFW had it for $8.95. But I don't know what their assortment of food was.
So Steven said instead of complaining about the prices, maybe they should budget a little better.
That's right, and that's part of it. You don't have to do all the things you do. You don't have to hang out in the bars all night.
Janet says, BYOB, bring your own bottle.
Yeah, you could do that. Sit at your campsite, downtown.
Yeah.
And then you could bring your own beer, buy the cup, park your bike within the district that you're allowed to drink in, pour them in there, and then you can either throw your empties in your bike or take it to the nearest trash can. If a cop stops you, say, show them, hey, it's empty. Just turn the can upside down. There's nothing in it. It's not a conceal. I got my cup. And really, I said something to the chief. We didn't go online about it, live, but he said, yeah, that wouldn't be, it's beer or wine. We don't say you have to buy it from the bar establishments. We hope you do, but you don't have to. So, but you do need to be inside the area that allows open container. Because if you parked, let's say you were at the Sturgis Hotel, you filled up there and walked all the way down, you could get a ticket for open container. If you're not in that zone.
Right.
But, all done talking?
Rob C says, be frugal. Brian Huffman says, sometimes it's worth paying the extra bucks just not to have to look for somewhere else to eat.
That's true. And sometimes we
It
do that.
depends on how hungry you are. That's true.
Most of the meals we've been getting are usually between 30 and 50 bucks that we've been eating at most places that we've been since we've been here.
Yeah.
We try not to. So today, I don't know, we haven't been here yet, but it's probably going to be, let's say I had to buy a drink. Sometimes like that, some of the places that, includes the drink, that's half the price.
That'll save you
$4 or
like
$5
$5
for
yeah.
a freaking tea, charging you $4 or $5 for it to a $12 meal. Now we're up to 18 bucks, 5, 6, 7, 7.
Well, the other thing that the bars are doing before rally, if he would get a drink, I'd go up and get it refilled, either a soda if they didn't have tea or his tea. Well, and it was free refills. Now, since rally started, I went back up to get his soda refilled, and they said it's an extra $2. So every time just for a refill, I think a regular soda was
Just
$4 or $5.
tell me I was a designated driver.
I don't think they matter here. There's another putty. Yeah, we're doing a live.
At least another 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
After that, we'll be done.
Yeah, not too much longer. If you want to sit, you can sit right there for now. Yeah. So you have to pay for convenience. That's right, Stephen. People don't get that. And like I said, if you go anywhere else, you get, it's just, I don't know. You have to, it's not as expensive as you really think if you look at what you have to pay everywhere else. I mean, just even look at the price of gas, everything.
Well, yeah, because gas is, gas is what it is. It's a little more expensive here because we found out that the gas companies, the tanker trucks, actually come down to 90 and they have to come up this way. There's no refineries along the 80. So that's why it's a little higher in South Dakota to bring the gas. We're kind of like in the middle of the country, either coming from California, Washington, Oregon, or it's coming from the East Coast. So it kind of makes it a little tough. You don't know.
I know, but she may not want to be. So Ryan says $30 to $50 seems like a standard meal these days. That really seems kind of good for rally.
Yeah. Now we're not getting steaks or we're not eating here. This is eating hamburgers, chicken tenders, barbecue sandwiches. But I mean, you can go over here to Rapid City, and we've gone to some of the steakhouses over there, and about paying the same thing. But I mean, you're getting more. They don't really inflate the prices over there at all the chain restaurants.
Yeah, like Texas Roadhouse and Olive Garden and stuff like that. But,
they got the Sickies over there. That's pretty expensive. It's $20 or $25 for a burger.
Go during the day, and Monday through Friday they have their $10. There's, I don't know, they've got 10 or 12 things for $9.99, and it comes with chicken strips and French fries, or you get a salad, or you get a burger and fries, or I don't know. They've got a couple meals that are $9.99. But then again, you've got to pay for your drink. That's why I always get water. Well, I don't really drink anything else anyway. But I'm like, it just burdens my butt, is what my mom used to say, to have to pay. I mean, I don't mind paying $1 for a tea or a soda, because I know they make a lot of money on that. But to pay $4 or more for a drink, I think that's outrageous. But that's my soapbox.
But we had a guy last year that was complaining about the full throttle, and it was like $25 for the hamburger and fries or something like that. And I'm like, why did you, he was on Facebook, and I'm like, why did you pay it then? Oh, my buddy is a diabetic, and he had to eat, so I ate with him and all this. And da, da, da. Well, first of all, if your buddy's a diabetic, he already knew somewhere along the day he had to eat by a certain time. Why wouldn't you have ate in Sturgis before you came out to full throttle? And that's what they said. Well, we weren't thinking before we went out there, and we thought we'd get a better deal. Well, then you paid for what you had to pay for. And you can't really, people, I've never seen so many whiny, cry baby. Last night at Kid Rock, and they're also doing it at Jelly Roll, I guess. They didn't allow motorcycles but they allowed the golf carts in the back, and people brought chairs and stuff like that. And all these people are just whining and crying and all this about, I couldn't bring my motorcycle. The people that sitting in lawn chairs, that's not right. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I've never seen so many whiny crybabies in my life. You want to go back to when the rally started? We didn't have concerts back then.
Nope.
They didn't start until really the Buffalo Chip started in the 80s, I think it was, when they started having some of the bands, maybe late 70s. So there wasn't any real bands before that. But now it's getting to be where you get these, I don't know what you want to call these people, that are rally chasers, that they're only interested in the band. Oh, well, I want to know the bands before I book my venue this year. Blah, 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 blah. I don't come. Actually, we haven't seen a concert yet.
No.
So, and I'm not going to cry over any of it. I'm not upset. But I mean, I came to the rally for a couple of reasons. One, I came to ride. I came to meet a lot of you guys and meet a lot of other people we already knew. We actually got to meet a girl here that we met very first time we ever came to Sturgis. Yeah. She came to our meet and greet, Kelly. And it was just great to be able to meet up with her after, almost 20 years since we met her the first time. So that, that's kind of cool. And, to come out here and then just to experience this rally, because this rally, just like here, they don't allow cars ever to park on the street, but yet they're allowing motorcycles at least on one side, and they're catering to us. And all these little towns around here cater to us. Nowhere else in the United States does other towns involve. Oh yeah, you go to Laconia and they let you park down there on Weir Beach. You go to one of these other towns, they're not even open half the time when you're riding around because they don't care about the bikers. They got their own business on the weekends. And that's the only time they're open. They have no special parking for motorcycles. And it's the same thing, Leesburg, Daytona, all that, those little towns. Oh, they might have one day that they allow you to park on the street, like down there in, where's Karen live at? Florida, yeah, DeLand. They have one day only. They allow you to park on the main drag and close it down just for bikes. But the rest of the rally, they don't. So, that's why I said that's the three things that make this rally so special. And if I was coming here, first of all, I wouldn't come. I don't care if Elvis Presley was still alive and he was coming here, or the Rolling Stones were coming here. I wouldn't be coming here just because they were here. Now, I might be here and go and watch them if I wanted to see the Rolling Stones, but I wouldn't say, well, I'm going to go to Sturgis. Why would I not fly into like New York or fly into some place where they're playing? Vegas. Yeah, and get a seat that is a comfortable seat with flushable toilets, and it might be air conditioned or heated, depending on what I need. I don't have to stand up for the whole freaking concert. And, talking about the whiny people about the motorcycles, well, hey, whiny asshole, why did you have to sit on your motorcycle? How much room is that motorcycle taking up versus a chair? Then you rev your motor up the whole time through a song that I want to hear. And second of all, I don't want your carbon monoxide choking me out behind me. The only thing I liked about them revving bikes, I was praying every year that somebody would throw a piston right through the side of their case of their engine, and I get it on video. That's what I really wanted. But I told Rod years ago, you need to stop that. Back in the day, 70s and 80s, it was okay. Revving all the bikes up and doing all that, and it was kind of fun and all that. But now it's a whole different group of people. We're all getting older for one. And that's why I told the guy today one guy was bitching and hollering about the lawn chairs. I said, just think about it. Probably in about 10 years, those lawn chairs are going to be gone. And I'll bet you $1,000 there won't be any big bands here in 10 years because all of us old people won't be here anymore. And all it's going to be is a few young kids, and there won't be enough to fill up the Buffalo Chip. And they're not going to be the big vendors. Budweiser's already stepping back. They're not spending the money anymore. So who's going to be Progressive paid for those bands this year. They got one more year. This is the last year. I think Progressive's contract with the Buffalo Chip was 5 years. Oh, so next year. Oh, that's right. Next year's the last year. So after the concerts next year, the 86th, there may not be any big names in Sturgis. See, last time it was Geico. Geico faded out. Now it's these insurance companies, Russ Brown, Law Tigers aren't going to give the Buffalo Chip $1 million to bring in, to bring Kid Rock and Jelly Roll. Minimum was $300,000 each. You got to pay for their crew to come in. You got to give them room and board. You got to give them special treatment, all this stuff. Plus, you got to pay them their going wage. Jelly Roll, I know 2 years ago was going to charge $300,000, so he charged at least that or more. You didn't drink enough beer and eat enough hot dogs to pay for $300,000. People, the Buffalo Chips making, yeah, they made money, but what do you think all those other bands cost? We found some of these bands, these little small bands, house bands, these tribute bands, are $30,000 to $50,000 to have them come out and play. Kickstands had that Kiss band come. They were out of Vegas. They probably played close to 30 or more thousand for that band to play one evening. And so you don't realize how much, and that's their sponsors. When you see those banners up, Budweiser and all the different ones, those are the people that are actually paying for all this to come. We're not spending enough money here to in any of these little bars to cover the expense of these bands playing. And so once the crowd, like here, I'll bet we had a 50% increase in car traffic this year. Car people are not buying any motorcycle parts. So how long do you think these motorcycle vendors coming in, all these stereo people and all this stuff, how much longer do you think they're going to come in if they ain't going to make no money? The city's raising their prices to rent a booth space, vendor license. They're spending 20 or 30,000 before they even open their door. And then you're whining because they're charging $18.95 for a hamburger. You don't realize how much they pay.
First it was orange, now it's red.
I lost connection. Still got power.
All right.
It's just it's back up.
5:37. So yes, we did eat a Gas Monkey. The pizzas were excellent. During the rally, we ate. He had a hamburger, and I got the chicken wings. Chicken wings weren't really hot. They were good, but if they would have been like hot, they would have been better. He said the hamburger was okay, but
it would have been warmer too.
Yeah,
it was a thin hamburger. It was a thin hamburger. I wasn't overly impressed with it, but it definitely was better than McDonald's or anything like that. But I mean, a lot of it because when you're looking at the rally like that and the place is packed, we were kind of thinking about a pizza, but they said it was a 2-hour wait for the pizza. They only have one pizza oven. You can only cook it so fast. So we understand that. So we thought, hey, let's try. Well, the chicken wings aren't dipped in anything. They give you a sauce to put it on. So it's kind of like, it would have been better if I had one. I wasn't overly, there's only certain places I like chicken wings. So I'm kind of a little bit picky on that.
So Jeff Biscamp, the weather's been nice. It's a little cool. It's been in the 60s all day today and yesterday. So that's kind of nice. It's better than being hot, I think. Not much rain. We've got drizzled on a couple of different times. Yesterday, coming back from Rapid City, we got a teeny bit of hail, real fine hail. It was like needles sticking in you. That's kind of what it felt like. But other than that, it was pretty good. And Stephen, yes, 20 years ago, the camp, that was good. And Roy says, 20 years ago, no, I wasn't. I wasn't even 21 yet 20 years ago. If you believe that, I've got some beachfront property for you in Arizona. House bands are great. Yeah, we like them too. We didn't realize they charge that much. When we were in, I guess, Leesburg, that they were talking about bands and stuff. I guess it was the city of Leesburg. And we said, why don't you get some tribute bands? That would be better than getting some big name bands. She's like, they want almost just as much as a name brand to come in. And we're like, wow, we didn't realize that. She said, yes, some of them want at least 30,000. And it's like, that's just crazy. So Karen's back in the house. Jeff says, thank you. At least you like me. They're saying hi to Karen. And I talked about the weather. Do you think the rally will make it to 100? The rally might, but we won't. Bob thinks it's going to fizzle off because a lot of, I would say, probably 80% of the people that come are baby boomers. And I would think in the next, let me see what we're 65, so 64. So the 100th, I guess we would be, I don't know, in our 80s. So I don't think a lot of us will either, one, be around or two, be able to ride bike like I said, the 4 years we've been doing this, the increase in trikes has dramatically went up. So you can tell people still want to ride, so they're buying trikes. So there will probably be a 100th Sturgis motorcycle rally, but it probably won't be anything like it is today. Like Bob was saying, the younger kids are coming, more car traffic. With more car traffic, that means less motorcycles, which means the vendors won't be coming. And if the vendors don't come, I mean, I don't know. It just kind of that's what makes the rally. So I get it, and I don't know. They want to know if you think the Sturgis will make it to its 100th. Thank you, Jeff. We got another super chat. Thank you.
I doubt it.
Too.
I doubt it. No, but anything's possible. It could get down to where it's a smaller rally. It could get to be more like it's like Leesburg or some of these other small rallies that don't have a lot of the big trucks. Kind of like Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. We don't get JP Cycles or Zero or none of the big trucks come down there. Rick Rack, none of them come down there. To where you might get to where Sturgis is more of that.
Rick Rack goes, Bikes, Blues, Barbecue.
I don't know. So you just got to kind of,
22.
So that's one of the things that I would say, I don't know. Because when we look at all the rallies, they're all getting smaller. No matter what the numbers they tell you, there's less of us buying bikes. Who can afford a $30,000 motorcycle or $20,000 motorcycle? These young kids today, they're all working for minimum wage. So how the hell is it, even in California, $20 an hour, how can you afford a $400 or $500 car? Yeah, we're all done. You can settle us out.
Okay, thanks.
And so they're all, that's the problem. Good paying jobs are going. They're all these stupid little kids think that, 15, $20 an hour they're happy with. But they don't realize you're not going to make a living doing that. And careers, just like where I work, and where Tam used to work at the hospital, they've cut the wages for the new people or half of what she made. And it's kind of ridiculous that it's done that. But it's getting to where, people are just getting what they wish. They want a socialist country. And hey, there's an old classic motorcycle there, all custom rebuilt. That might be an Indian. I think it is.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to talk to that guy either. No. Indian guy out here. But I mean, that's the kind of the sad thing about this. I don't know. That's kind of what Flat Track's trying to get involved, trying to bring more stuff here to Sturgis. But I mean, people don't really get into watching motorcycle racing. AMA is going to try to get the drag strip going back, which I'm not sure if they're going to do the one that's there or if they're going to build a new drag strip possibly out at the Buffalo Gym. So there could be some new stuff coming in, but are you going to spend the time and go to the drag strip? That's what happened to the old one. Nobody went. People don't go to Jack Pine Gypsies and watch the races and all that. They come. They're more interested. The rallies are getting to be more of a drunk fest. People are coming to drink, and that's about it. It's kind of like Daytona, Myrtle Beach. They're more of people coming, partying, drinking, and that's really about what the life is. And it's just like people complaining about the concerts.
Joe says he'll be at 100th, even if he's all alone. That fun on wheels.
Yeah, there you go.
Sam Becker's on. How you doing?
I doubt if we'll be there. Seriously, I doubt it. I don't even know how many more years we'll do this. We'll make a decision next year. So many cars are here. There's a lot of people. I don't know what's with the. We almost got ran over the other day with a motorcycle come zipping out of the Sturgis Motel. Wasn't even looking. Come across. We were heading towards the highway. Come across both lanes of traffic. Came right into our lane. If I wouldn't have moved over to the next lane, he would have hit us. Never looked at us. The guy behind us seen us. He slowed down and got in the middle.
Stayed the middle lane. Yeah.
But the other guy, no, he was balls to the walls. And it's like, dude, what are you thinking? But I mean, we see a lot of that. And I've talked to a bunch of people. Larry from Bugslide said he almost got hit the other day. Another guy on a motorcycle hot rodding around. So I don't know if it's people showing off.
That's what somebody had asked. Have you seen any bad drivers? Yes.
Lots.
In cars and motorcycles.
We were in front of a couple of girls today that would not pull out of the Buffalo Chip. And it's like, you go.
On that Alkaline Road. It wasn't even a busy road.
It's like, you can go. You can go. And then when they did pull out, they were closer to that car than the 4 other options that they could have pulled out in. And it's like, geez, if apparently they had South Dakota plates, and apparently they must not ride their bikes very much. to realize, and people, I think that's part of the problem. We rode in heavy traffic in St. Louis. We rode in LA. So we're used to that. And I think that's part of the problem when you come to a rally is there's a lot of people here that aren't used to riding in busy cities. They might come from a small town. They might come from here, and they're not used to the bumper traffic. Not used to pulling in the clutch all the time. And, I see people all the time riding down the highway. They're shaking their hands because they can't hold their throttle or they can't hold the clutch in and out. And it's like that's really just an experience because they're not riding enough to build that muscles up in your hands to do it. And you could be older and you could be getting older, your arthritis, things like that. And that I'm not saying that. I'm just saying a normal guy, half these guys out here that I see have trouble like that are probably in their 30s and the 40s. So they shouldn't be so, but I think they're guys that ride down to a bar and have a beer at night and ride back on their motorcycle and they've rode 10 miles and they're bikers. And they never really rode a long distance.
Well, random stuff with Joe says, glad he skipped this year. He said it seemed like there was a lot of political crap going on out there. I haven't really seen that much stuff, but yeah, it's
an election year.
Yeah.
So, there is some people talking about politics.
Really?
We do our best not to talk. I had somebody on our Sturgis page. I think I deleted it the other day.
Karen said there's a bad wreck out here somewhere right now. When we were coming into town, was it yesterday morning? Man, the two police cars and a fire truck and an ambulance zipped by us. So I don't know where that was.
On Junction heading toward the highway. So, but I mean, there has been the fatalities. I think we're still sitting around 3 during the rally. There was 4 before the rally. I had the numbers up, but I already closed it out. But I mean, overall, people being arrested was only like for the whole time here, has only been about 150 people been arrested. You might, that's a lot. Actually, if there's a 75,000, even if there was a 50,000 people here, 150 people being arrested is pretty small.
That's 1%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's not a bad average. And, people say, somebody had said a couple other YouTubers got pulled over, and typically, I think the number one thing here pulled over is people running stop signs. I've seen tons of it. Heck, there was a guy on Main Street yesterday in a Honda, never stopped. He wasn't going slow either. And I told the cop, I said, that guy totally ran the stop sign. Oh, I didn't see him. And I'm like, and it is, we got a stop sign here. That guy didn't stop. That guy didn't stop. Okay, that guy did stop.
So, Mike, the prices are not better in Deadwood than Sturgis. Deadwood is well known for its casinos, and they've got concerts down here too. So someone told me, we told them what the price was at the Sturgis Hotel Sturgis downtown on Main Street. It was about $1,000 a night. He's like, that's about what it is in Deadwood. So there you go. How's the weather been this year? Last year was a lot of rain. Spotty rain here and there, just like any other year. Not a downpour like it was the last 2 years. First part of the rally was warm, and the second half has been chilly.
We had a day a little over 100 during the rally, and we've had days, but the daytime temperature has been in the 60s. So that's what we had the last 2 or 3 days. We've been in the 60s. That's why I tell people, if you're going to come out to the rally, you need to be on proper caregiving card.
Okay.
You got to spend more than 3 days here. You need to spend 5 to 7 days because the weather fluctuates here. So we could have 3 or 4 days. It could be 100 degrees, but then we could, just like last year, it rained like hell on 2 days, but yet the next part of the week
it's great.
Was in the 70s. It was perfect riding weather. It was like the high 70s. There was no sweat. You didn't have to wear a jacket. You wanted to wear a helmet. It wasn't so hot. Your head sweating to death. So it was really great that it worked out like that. But when people come for 3 days and they're like, oh man, it was so hot that day. We didn't. Now there was exceptions. 2 years ago, we had that 105
every day.
It was hot. But I mean, the week before wasn't too bad, and the week after wasn't too bad. So, that's what I recommend. I recommend coming a few days before the rally and a few days of the rally. I like the first weekend because that's always the busiest. People always say, what's the best weekend? First one. Second weekend sucks. It's mostly local people. They have crappy vans. You still got crazy people riding in the hills. You should not do your main riding on a weekend. That's just common sense. You got tourists out here in cars, vans, trucks. There goes a van there. And so you got big vehicles, little vehicles, tour buses, all that kind of stuff on Saturdays. During the week, especially if you get out early in the morning, We at campground we had a lot of people heading out at 6:30 in the morning, heading out for their rides. Now that's a little later than us. We usually leave around 7 if we're going out to like the Custer State Park, Needles Highway, Iron Mountain. Try to get all that done. Try to get out there by 8 or 9 o'clock at least to be on the roads. That way you beat the people that are the drinkers that are staying in bed till 10 or 11. But you never want to get out there at noon on Needles Highway because you got all the tourists sitting in their cars, blocking the area.
That's on the weekend.
Trying to get through. That's really not the eye of the needle. You actually have to climb the rocks to get to the eye of the needle.
So, Michael, if you email us at that contact us at bobandtams.com, we can give you some suggestions. We'll ask you a few questions, what you want, what you're looking for, and we can give you some choices of where you want to go because it just depends on what you want to do, what you want to see, how far out you want to be.
And we always talk about that on the channel. We've done videos. This year we didn't really do a video on that because it depends on what you want to do. Like us, we like to stay around Sturgis area. Why? Because we want to be able to cover downtown. We want to be able to cover, the Buffalo Chip, the Full Throttle. It's all within about a 10-mile ride to get to those. So that way, if you did go to one at night, you're not quite so much on the road. But I mean, if let's say you wanted to go all the way, like we have one Wind Road Therapy, she loves Custer. Well, I wouldn't, if I was dating Custer, I really wouldn't want to come into Sturgis.
It's
maybe
really
for a day, but not for, that's why I said that's a ride that I don't mind going out to a day, which we end up going to Custer twice since we've been out here. But it's a ride, and you just so. But I mean, like us, first 2 weeks we stay out in Rapid City because we're closer to the Badlands, we're closer to Custer State Park, Hill City, Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, Mount Rushmore. All of that is 25 miles closer than Sturgis. That's 50 miles round trip that you're saving. So, we did one year. We stayed in Rapid City. We came over to Sturgis, a couple times during the day, but we did no nighttime stuff. Once again, we're not concert people. We did watch Kid Rock years ago, but we were staying at Kathmandu. So it wasn't too bad of a ride. But typically, the concerts we've seen the last couple of years, we were on the Buffalo Chips property to where even if you drank, you could stumble back to your trailer. And
got about 5 minutes before 6 o'clock.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up because we have another video. Our regular video is coming up in about 5 minutes. So hang around. Check that out. That shows you a little bit of yesterday and the day before, some highlights of the dealership and some of the stuff going on. Got a lot of great interviews. We got this on that video. We got a lot of great stuff coming up in the future. We've got a bunch of interviews. We got a TV star we got to talk to. We got the governor. We got a whole bunch of great interviews. A bunch of other great stuff that we're going to be showing you building up to this. We've got a couple good bike shows, some cool bikes that we filmed. We'll be showing you some of that. And so the stuff we filmed the last couple of days, that's coming up. That'll come up after the rally's over. So we'll do another live tomorrow. We'll have our Saturday live and a Sunday live. Sunday will probably go back to our 6 o'clock time.
Yep.
So let me flip it around so you can see us one last time. Fix your hair. Put your clothes back on.
Don't tell us. Okay, I'm dressed.
So at that, we're going to leave you right here in wonderful, beautiful Deadwood, South Dakota.
That's right. We want to thank all of you for hanging out with us today. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for subscribing to us, and thanks for supporting us. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share it with your family and friends. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
And don't forget, hey, we were trying to hit 30,000. We're still a little ways away. Hey, share this video. Send it out to a lot of your friends. Tell them, hey, watch a couple videos. Subscribe to Bob and Tam. Help them get to that 30,000 mark. I don't know what our total is right now, but you can go back and look at it. But I don't think we broke 28,000 yet. Let me look real quick. Before we totally
we gotta go. And then he's like, okay, hold on. Bye, Karen. Love you too.
Yeah, so we're at 27,837. So we'll probably hit 28,000 before we leave, but I don't think we're going to get the other 2,000. But if you guys really share it, send it out there to everybody. Anything's possible.
That's true. So we'll see you later. Bye. I hit it.
Ba-ting.